you have that sleeping in my car moment?
100%. So one night, park, go to sleep, wake up. I still have my club clothes on. It's like 6 in the morning. I get out the car, and this dude walks up, and I see him at the gym all the time. And he's like, "Oh man, you got here early for that spot, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I got lucky." And he's walking in the gym, looking at me like, "Oh, you sleep in your car?"
All right, we here. Whoa, let me start that.
Man, get me right, man. Don't give me this. Hook it up.
We here at Bigger Than Goals podcast, where we talk to highly successful people about the journey, the obstacles that they overcame, and who they had to be to overcome. Today we're here with my guy, my friend, very talented, a musician, screenwriter, great actor, my guy Jay Lee.
Appreciate it, bro. Right on, dog.
Good to see you.
Very proud of this guy, by the way. He embodies it. The goals. I love it.
Thanks
for having me, man.
No, thanks for accepting, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So for those who don't know you, right? Tell us a little about yourself. Where you from?
From St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised.
Okay.
South St. Louis, as we call it from the Lou. Grew up playing piano, sports, basketball, ran track. And then went to Indiana University on a music scholarship, piano performance.
So you must have been good.
It's pretty good, you know.
What got you started in music?
So the story goes, my sister played, my older sister. What's up, Becky? And we had piano in the house. And I was like 3, and my mom said I would beg, for lessons, or I would go down in the middle of the night and bang on the piano or whatever. And finally, she just got me some lessons. I'm 3, 4 years old. So like 15-minute lessons. So I played for a few years, and then I quit at like 6. You want to be a kid. I want to run around. I want to play tag. And I remember a few months after I quit, I saw this young girl playing piano on PBS. And I was like, man, I'm better than her.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And I begged my mom. I said, can I get back into music? And she said, yeah, but if you go back now, you have to play until you get out of high school. Like, you can't quit again. She said, if you make that agreement, you can get back into lessons. I'm 6.5. So I was like, all right. And went back, and trust me, many a time I wanted to quit. She's like, nope, you said,
So commitment.
That part. And plenty of times I wanted to quit, man. Well, she wouldn't let me. And I was good, too. She wasn't trying to force me to do something I didn't have.
No, you good. I've tuned in your live. You playing a young Beethoven.
Oh, yeah.
You killing it on live when you tap in.
Yeah, so I got a concert coming up August 12th and 13th, so I've been really doing the nitty-gritty as my
Where is it?
Downtown at the Rosenthal Theater at Inner City Arts.
Nice.
Saturday
Is it about tickets?
Yeah.
Okay. Where can we get the tickets from?
If you go to any of my social media, Jay Lee Film, I got a link to the bio in that. I created goals promo code for anybody that tunes in. You can get it.
Appreciate that. So
promo
goals.
Yeah.
So promo goals.
Yeah.
And you want to check my guy out play the piano. Are you playing the piano or are you doing other theater?
No, I'm playing piano and telling stories.
Okay.
Yeah, so I play a little music, talk about each piece. Because a lot of people don't really, you either love classical music or you don't. Right? So I try to figure out a way to make it accessible to people who may not know every classical piece. Classical music can be very buttoned up and serious.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm like,
chill.
Yeah, let's have fun. Chill. Let's enjoy the music.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what I do.
So you so you played throughout high school. That's how you got the
played throughout high school. Got a music scholarship at Indiana.
How does that work? I'm a sports guy, so I don't know how like music scholarships work when it comes to is it like a recruiting process or is it
kind of yeah. So growing up in the classical music world, you do a lot of competitions, a lot of recitals, a lot of performances, master classes. And at a certain point, you get to a level where you say, hey, look, I might be able to do this on the next level, right? And then there are some really great music programs around the country, around the world. Indiana University just so happened to be a really, really great music program. And the reason I chose IU versus like a conservatory is because I was an athlete and because I wanted to do other things outside of just music, outside of just piano. So IU was great because I played, joined Alpha Phi Alpha, became president of my fraternity. I was in a music school, ran track for a little bit.
You was active in college.
Yeah, I wanted the whole college experience.
You got that for sure.
I wanted all of that.
That's what's up. So you go from music now in college is I assume that it's like other colleges when you got the music scholarship, like you taught a lot of other theatrical classes in there.
No. So I broke my thumb. That's how I got into
Okay.
acting.
Okay.
I broke my thumb freshman year playing flag football. Had no major injuries at all.
Bro,
Playing all through high school.
you was
Freshman year,
active. I only
bro.
played basketball in college. That's it. I didn't play no extracurricular activities.
Man.
Enjoy no fraternities. Nothing.
Like I was playing flag football. I slipped and fell, caught myself, my thumb breaks. Thought I was gonna lose my scholarship. I was super nervous. My teacher at the time, Edmund Battersby, rest in peace, great professor. He just gave me some left-handed repertoire. He's like, "I'll see you next week." But that's how I really started hooping a lot with my left hand, and that's how I got into acting classes.
Right.
So I really had a lot of extra time. So I would just go to the gym. I had a cast on everything. We still hoop. You know how we are.
Yeah.
We don't sit down.
Nope.
So
Especially that you, the way you described this story.
Man, listen, I was out there, bro. You would have thought I was majoring in basketball. I was playing basketball so much, but yeah, that's how I got into acting and theater. Fell in love with theater, and then graduated with music and theater degree. And I was like, I'm going to LA.
So when you got into acting in Indiana.
Yeah, I'd never acted before.
Let me ask you, who installed the work ethic though? Like it sounds like you're also, in addition to all the activities, you still getting good grades, you still graduating, you still like who you think is what or who installed that work ethic?
So my mother for sure, and then this year.
Moms always work hard. My mom installed the same work ethic.
Be on you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. So like my mom, and it's, again, especially with a mom who really wanted to make sure I wasn't, and I hate to even use the word like a statistic, and she was like, "No, we're gonna make sure you fulfill whatever you want to, whatever your heart desires. We're gonna make sure we get you right." But it's something about this piano, man, where you can't play it unless you practice it. You can't get good at it unless you put the work in. So growing up playing 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day, hour a day, 2 hour day, 3 hour days, right? Like I would really be concentrating on what I was working on. That sort of work ethic translates to my life today. And little stuff like, let's say you have a big piece and you can play it as fancy and as loud, but my high school piano teacher, sister Alice Eugene Ty, she was the other monster, rest in peace. She was so great. She used to call it the nitty gritty. And she said, "Hey, stop, just your left hand, slow, just that phrase. Can you play that?" And you'd be surprised once you start breaking things down. Oh, I've been hiding. I need to work on this passage for a week. We would work on stuff, just a page, one hand for days.
So playing the piano kind of meticulous.
Oh yeah, but it's like, again, even you see it right with coaching. You can get out there, do all them cones and all the drills and all the moves, dribble a ball for 60 seconds with your left hand without kicking it out of bounds.
Yeah, especially for young kids. Even older kids. Some older kids do it.
Just pound dribble.
Right.
60 seconds. It's hard because we're so used to, we want the final product. We want the highlight reel. Can you hit 20 layups in a row?
Yeah, the beauty in the details, man.
That's it. And then you have that. So to answer your question in more sort of concise way, my mother and my piano teachers, Sister Alice Eugene Ty, every professor I've had, Dr. Burt, Luba Dubinsky, Evan Battersby, like I've been blessed to really work under some of the best people in the world.
That's what's up.
And I didn't even realize that until later, until another one of my college professors passed away. You start to go, oh wait, I've been around some pretty like epic major people. I've been able to learn under, and so you take that skill set, whatever your thing is, you can translate that into another area.
Absolutely. So you like, look, I'm gonna start acting. I'm going to LA.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be easy.
What year you get to LA?
I got to LA 04, 05, 02. Yeah.
How was it a culture shock for you?
No. Nah. And I've said this before. Somebody asked me one time in an interview and said, when did it feel like you made it? And I said, when I saw the California state line. Because you're Philly, right?
Right.
It's a different sort of hustle.
Absolutely.
When you leave where you came from to pursue something. Right. To pursue your goals, right?
Especially if I want to go back.
Oh, it was to me, as soon as I saw welcome to California, I said, oh, it's up. Because now it's just a matter of time. Because I'm not going to quit. I'm going to just figure out how to do it, get better at a thing, figure out who I need to meet. And now it's just, okay, put the hours in. And then, cut to 15, almost 20 years later, you're overnight success.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So thousands of people come out here every year pursuing something in entertainment.
Sure.
It's acting, singing, whatever. Talk about how competitive it was, and when you felt like that I belong moment. I got my first, maybe not a big break, but maybe talk about when you got your first paycheck. What's your first acting paycheck? Because I think that's.
What was my first check? I did a voiceover for a show. I can't say because right now everything is, we're on strike and everything. And
when we talk about no shows today, guys.
Yeah. But I remember I did a little voiceover for something, and I was like, oh, I got my first paycheck, and I was really proud of it. And I, mind you, it was like damn near nothing. But I was like, oh wow, I'm out here really, really doing the thing, But as far as when it felt like I made it, or what my first break was, again, it felt like once I got here, everything else after that was just icing on the cake.
So instead of looking at LA as a challenge, you just looked at it as an opportunity.
That's all it was. Because to me, LA was like, and again, I appreciate my upbringing in St. Louis, right? But LA was just another opportunity, right? And it happens a lot, to play. You're a big fish in a small pond in high school. You get out of high school, go to college, you're a small fish, big pond.
Right.
For me, you figure that out. Oh, okay, I've done that. Now you get to LA, and I'm a small fish in a huge pond. Okay, let me find my likewise fish, right? Let me find my group. Let me find my people. So to me, LA was just like, it just felt fun when I first got here, even though I didn't have nothing. Like I had no bread. I was sleeping in my car.
I was literally about to ask that. Like, did you have that sleeping in my car moments? Like everyone.
100%. Slept in the car, showered at the gym. There was this one time, the gym I was going to, there was a meter in the front, and the meter was broke. So that was the prime meter you wanted because you didn't have to pay, right?
Right.
So one night, I'm like early 20s, right? Hadn't even been out here that long. And so I had gone out or something, get back. I go to that meter because I'm going to wake up, shower, and go to work. I was working at receptionist at this show. So I park, go to sleep, wake up. I still have my club clothes on. Wake up, it's like 6 a.m. I get out the car, and this dude walks up, and I see him at the gym all the time. And he's like, oh, man, you got here early for that spot, huh? And I was like, yeah, man, I got lucky. Mind you, I still got a whole fit on from the night before. And he's walking in the gym looking at me like, oh, you sleep in your car.
Yeah, he said you that?
He didn't say it, but he looked at me like,
that's crazy.
Dog. So I had to find some different spots around the gym because I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah, they started recognizing you.
Man, I had people like shine a light in my car.
Wow.
This one dude was cat.
What kind of car was it?
Oh, Sean. I had a Mazda 6 with the tinted windows. You could not tell me I was not driving a Bentley.
Oh, man.
Oh, I thought that.
How you put tint on something? They have rims?
Oh, I was so clean. I had factory. I was like, I'm not even finna mess this beautiful car up with some rims.
Anytime you put some tint and some rims, you can't tell. Like
Dog,
that.
I had a 6-disc CD changer. Literally nothing you could tell me. Nothing.
Yeah, especially with the 60 leather seats.
Leather, come on, man. Leather seats.
So I know it had the electric window.
Leather. Oh, come on, man. Yeah. I was in that thing. Yeah. So
as soon as you drive fast, you beeping the horn, make sure they know it's you.
2 miles per hour so everybody see you. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I also did have a very specific car because nobody had that car in LA. I thought I was doing it. You get to LA, everybody got.
Yeah.
I thought I was him.
Yeah, spaceships out here.
Was not him.
Yeah. You will find out. If you haven't come to LA, you will find out that where you are now, you come here, you ain't that guy.
Yeah,
you ain't that guy.
It's different out here.
Very different.
But it's okay though. It's okay because you find your people.
Yeah.
And that's all.
And you always. For me, I'm always motivated. Like when I see stuff that I want, like the trophies out there. Like I want a Lambo truck. I know I know I can get it because I see someone else. But versus living somewhere where you don't see it.
That's such a good point.
And you look at it like, oh, that's so far away.
You know, I never thought that's such a great point. Because when you see it, oh, it's attainable.
It's attainable,
My mom used to say this all the time. Even this piano, right? She used to say, go look at a house. Just go look at a house. I'm like, man, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I ain't finna go look at some crazy expensive house. And I used to hate it when we did it as a kid. We'd be driving from piano lesson. I just want to get home, get out. I want to go kick it with the homies. And we had to stop at some open house, look at some house. I used to hate it. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Because you got to see it.
Yep,
you got to be able to visualize it for real.
No, I used to do that. I used to go to open houses. And I used to park in Beverly Hills and jog around Beverly Hills and imagine I lived there.
That's so smart.
Yeah, I used to do that. When I first came out here,
and it's free.
Yep.
It's free to dream.
Yep, free to dream, free to have imagination.
That's great, yeah.
So.
Did anybody teach you that? Or did you have that?
You know what? I read about it. I read about like the law of attraction.
Okay.
I started to figure out the law of attraction. I was just, I just read so much and so many videos. And then I just started to believe in it more. And then it was really, and I started to reflect on my own life and realize like for instance, right, like the first time I was introduced to California was for a Disneyland or the Disneyland brochure tape. My mom was going to take us to Disneyland, and so she signed up. She got the brochure tape came. My mom was a single mom, so she wasn't. I think she wanted to, but we never got to that. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't happening. But wanted it though.
But she wanted it. We wanted it, and so what I would do every day is watch the brochure tape after school, and I would see the palm trees. The palm trees was the thing that got me. And I always just say, I want to live somewhere where it's palm trees. Now, of course, there's palm trees everywhere, Hawaii, Florida, whatever. And I remember back in 2007 when I arrived in Oakland.
Okay.
And
you went to Oakland first?
I lived in the Bay Area first.
Okay.
And right there, I remembered that brochure tape. And at night, I was 20 years old.
Had not thought about the palm trees in the brochure.
Nope.
Until there was a moment in the Bay, you're like, oh.
The coach picked me up from the airport. When we're driving out of the airport, and boom, all you see is palm trees.
And that hit you right there.
Yep.
Oh, that's hard.
Wow.
That's
and
hard.
Then so I had to find some type of inspiration or something to keep me motivated when I first moved here. So I started to reflect, and then somehow the law of it's a real story. Here's a real story. It was a time after work.
Okay.
I was coming home from work, and I drove a Riviera. I drove a Buick Riviera with 10 on it. So I thought I was that guy. I thought I was that. Yeah. I would have been the guy if I was in Philly, but I wasn't the guy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But you know, I had a coolant problem, so I had to keep water jugs, and my car was overheating. I had to pull over, and I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front, bro. I cried. I'm like, bro, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of this, bro. I was snapping in the car.
Really?
And snapping, bro. And the girl I was dating at the time, she and I don't think I didn't bring it to her attention, of course, but for some reason she introduced me to this something. I can't promote it because I'm on your side.
Got it.
But she introduced me to something that was on a streaming site.
Got it.
And I watched it every day. It talked about the law of attraction.
Got it.
And then I started to reflect. Then it brought me back to everything I envisioned, I received. Maybe not in the years, maybe not in the time frame.
Sure.
But I received it.
Yeah.
So then I went back, I dialed back to that Oakland moment when I seen them palm trees.
Got it. So the concept of you got to see it first.
Right.
And whether it comes instantaneously, it's not like drops out the ceiling.
No. It's not. You don't put a timing on it. You just work towards it. But I didn't realize I was working towards it. I just loved basketball. I wanted to leave Philly just to get, because I just felt like in Philly, it was more out there. There's nothing wrong with Philly. I love Philly.
Sure, yeah. But I feel like that too, just to yes and that real quick with St. Louis. Mm-hmm. I love my city. Mm-hmm. And, I don't feel like I made it because I left my city.
Right.
For me, this was just a part of my journey, right? There's no knock on our cities where we came from. Because they built us in a way.
Yeah.
They made us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Yeah, I got mad love for like my city. I know you got mad love for your
Absolutely.
city. But it's a thing when you come out here. You realize like not a lot of people care. You out here by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you out here not with a lot of resources. It's not like we
Mm-hmm.
came out here with a Gucci leather bag
Right.
full of bread.
Yeah,
You
we
know, you
can't.
got
I couldn't call back home for no money.
that part.
Yeah.
Who got it?
Right.
You know, so but I love that idea of like stuff that you had already put into motion before that came to fruition. To that point, I tell people this too. Your higher self, and I'm not even pandering, but it's funny that goals is your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your higher goal, your higher self, as I call it, is always gonna win out.
Absolutely.
I remember at the time, and this has happened countless times, where you think you get a thing, and then you don't get it. You're like, damn, I'm really disappointed. But really, what's going on is there's something that you already put in motion
Mm-hmm.
that has to supersede that.
Yep.
Because if I give you this, I know it seems like this is that, but it's not
It's
that.
not that.
So I know you want this, but you said you wanted this.
Mm.
So I can't give you this. I being God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said you wanted this. So
And it will push you.
we got to let that go.
Mm.
But then you look up and it's like, oh, how many times have we gone, oh, that's why.
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't get such and such. I'm glad I didn't do such and such. Because now I got this thing.
Did you ever have one of those moments in your career? Like you
Oh.
maybe landed a commercial or something and you like, I made it.
Everything.
And
Almost every project has been that. I promise you. Because there's stuff, first of all, you never feel like you're at your destination. We're ambitious. We always want more. Right? So, you got to be aware of what you have and where you are. But everything you've gotten or everything I've gotten, you get to a point where it's like, okay, now I want this. Now I want that. But almost everything I got was on the heels of a no. You know, on the heels of something going left. You know, on the heels of like something falling through.
Yep.
This is the blessing that came out. You know, I gotta tell the whole story about when we was hooping. It was the perfect time. When I first met this cat, I'll never forget this. I think it was the first time we hooped together.
LA Fitness, right?
LA Fitness. Sean comes in the gym, and this is when like I was hooping every day. We was hooping.
Yeah.
And it was boys was really going at it in these runs. So Sean gets there, and we on the same team. And I never met him before. He's like, I'm from Philly, I'm from Loop. We get to hooping. We putting boys off left and right. And it's packed, right? So it's this team that came on, they were pretty good. And it's so many people waiting. So you don't want to
It
lose.
reminds you when people are, the day he's talking about is probably like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Because out here, everyone is like acting, trying to do their thing. So this gym is packed at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Ain't nobody at work.
Nobody at work.
Hoop, drink, like everybody hoop.
Everybody got something going on.
Everybody got, you know what I mean? So you don't want to lose because it's a long wait.
Uh-huh.
So we running boys off. Team comes on. We're going back and forth. Me and Sean basically scoring all the points, right?
Mm-hmm.
The game, I think we played at 15, 16, whatever it was. I forget point total. We down by a point. We played twos and ones. So I come, we got our two. Whatever case may be, a 3-point shot gives us the game. So I come down and I make a move and I pull up and it rims in and out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, dang. They get the rebound, they come down, they score, they win the game. And I was so, bro, I remember this like it was yesterday. I was so mad. I'm like, dang, man, I shouldn't have shot that. I should have passed to Sean. Maybe he could have got us the bucket. Maybe we didn't need a 2 right there.
Mm-hmm.
We could have scored 1. Maybe got back on D, got a stop, then went down and won the game. I pulled up for the game, you know. And I'm like, hot. And I go to Sean. I was like, man, my bad, bro. Like, man, I missed the shot. And Sean, without missing the beat, he's like, man, don't apologize. He's like, that was a winner shot.
Yeah.
Only winners shoot that shot.
Uh-huh. And I can't shoot.
Yeah,
I ain't tripping. Go ahead.
But you was getting you was cooking everybody, you know. And we had the 2-man game happening. But the way you said it was like only a winner will shoot that.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to take that shot to win.
I think because I looked at it like you was trying to win. Like you wasn't. It wasn't about you. You was just trying to win. So I understood
Right.
I understood the energy behind it. So I wasn't really like, you know. Now if it was like a big man or something like that, he just came down and shot it because he felt like it. But you was already hitting. So at the end of the day, I would have been happy, or I would have been just like I was when we lost. Like, yo,
But I bring it up because we talk about a pivot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've told that story countless times because when something seems like it goes left and I can beat myself up about it, the shot represents whatever, life, career, relationships. Like, man, I messed this up. It's like, no, but you tried, right? And you put your effort into it. And while that might not have working out, here's what you got out of it. And I think, I'll speak for myself, that was the moment where I was like, oh, Sean's my friend.
Yeah.
Like I rock with this cat. Like, and we'll be friends.
No, we've been friends since.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, you're one of the only guys. I mean, people in general, like you that I've met in our early years, and still cool with to this day. Like a lot of times in LA, we exchange numbers and everything else. Like I got a bunch of. I showed my camera guy like all the names. I got the same like all the.
Hooper.
Yeah, like I got like 6 Ethans, and you know what I mean. So
right.
you meet so many people.
Yep.
But
you don't really connect.
Yeah, you don't connect with them. That's the point. So, that was my way of networking too. Because I didn't like the idea like going to networking parties where you just meeting people with the hopes that I can help you, you can help me. I like the idea of us playing basketball. I can see your raw emotion. I can see your raw personality. There's no front right now. If you competitive, you're gonna be competitive in real life. You know what I mean? I can hang with you after that.
Yeah, but that's life, right? Like we talk about this. How you play basketball is how you live life. That's what I feel. And whatever that is, right? How you do a thing. What's the quote? How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you work hard, good teammate, whatever, that's what you are in life. If you selfish, cheat, you stepped out of bounds, you probably move like that.
Yep.
Probably move like that.
So we talking about like one of the things that I like about your story is that obviously you overcame some challenges, but how fast was, and I say fast, I hate to use that word, but when was your first check? Because I like to talk about that because a lot of people got goals and dreams, but they hear people, oh man, listen to these guys' story. They slept in cars. You know what I'm saying? It kind of discourage them. I want them to feel like that happens to build character. But
I see.
It's all up to you how long you want it to last though.
Yeah, so I think for me, there's a really cool random local park commercial in California. And it's this kid, this little maybe like 10-year-old kid. He's got a bat and a ball. I love this commercial. And he goes out, and when you don't have anybody to play with, try to hit the ball. It's you got a bat and a ball, throw it up, try it. So he's like, and he says it out loud. Affirmations, right? He's like, I'm the best hitter in the world. And he takes the ball, he throws it up, swings, misses. It's like, okay. I'm the best hitter in the world. Throws it up, swings, misses. Starts to get a little frustrated. He's like, I'm the best hitter in the world. Throws it up, swings, misses. Sits down, he's like, dang, like really hurt. And he goes, I'm the best pitcher in the world. And that commercial, to me, is what this entire journey is. Where something, again, seems like it's not it. You could pout, you could leave, you could quit. Or you go, wait a minute. I have some value here. It might not be what I thought it is. It might be this. Let me try this. So like with my first paycheck, I moved out to act. I didn't act for over 10 years. Like I came out to be an actor, right? Meanwhile, I'm writing scripts for fun. I'm writing projects, I'm directing stuff, not thinking I'm a writer or director. Again, higher goal, right? When I moved out, I put something in motion. And it wasn't just to be an actor. It was something bigger than that, which I didn't even realize.
Right.
So like I'm learning all these different skill sets, writing, directing, producing, right? I looked up, I said, oh, I ain't been acting in like over a decade. And then cut to stuff started popping off. So, I think my first couple checks was like production assistant stuff and stuff that you kind of look down on. Like, man, I don't want to do this. I'm trying to be on.
But those things helped you though. Like it helped you your way around the sets and stuff like that.
100%, yeah. 100%. That way, when you get on, if you were a ball boy for a basketball team, you might not be getting 30 a game. You know what the locker room look like. You know what the court feel like. You know what that net sound like. You know the difference between that ball and that ball. You know plays randomly.
Not only that, if you a ball boy, you also know who working hard and who not. You know, because you know who shows up early and who don't.
Come on, man.
So you start to understand work ethic.
That part.
So I think when you start from different angles to your goal, you'll start to understand what it really takes to be that person, what it really takes to be an actor.
And I think you get to see everything. I think we don't really, I don't know if, and we should do this, but I don't know if we give enough credit and love to, like, let's say the ball boy. You see everything. It's the janitor. Right? The janitor sees everything at the school.
Yeah.
People, he know what teachers is on some weird stuff. He know what students is doing. He know what's in your locker. He know everything, but we kind of overlook the janitor. We were like, but the janitor's like, y'all can't have the school without me. I make all this possible.
Yeah.
So I think when we appreciate coming from like sort of the bottom and starting in there, and we call paying your dues and all that, there's actual so much value in it versus just like, I gotta do this thing. There's so much value in it.
Yeah. So you say 10 years, then you got your first acting job?
My first big one. Yeah, my first big show was like 10 years to the day of when I decided. It's not, I never quit acting, but something told me, Jay, just focus on creating and writing and doing other stuff. And I said, I'm gonna do this. Because at that time too, when I came out, I was sort of in that in-between look phase. In theater, you could play a bunch of different roles, right? You get to LA, you're playing this, you're that, like, we can get what we need, right?
Yeah.
But I was kind of like too young to play leading man, save the family.
Got you.
But I was a little too old to play high school.
So you was an in-betweener.
I was in that in-between.
Like a small forward.
Yeah. What position do you play, right?
Right.
Didn't really have facial hair. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just come into the game as a man. So for them 10 years, I worked out, grew facial hair, was doing other stuff, creating my own projects, learning a lot. And then almost to the day is when it popped off. I was
really?
Like, oh, but again, I had put that in motion.
How was that feeling? Like when it...
The same feeling as probably that palm tree.
Yeah.
A, it's like, oh, I'm here. And B, I did this. Not by myself, but I put this out and I'm reaping the rewards of the work. Because it's hard to not do something that you want to do.
Yeah.
To sacrifice that to go do this.
Yeah.
But then by the time I did get on set, I knew, even when we were setting this up, it's like, okay, that's your angle, that's yours, do this. I only learned that from being on set, being a PA, doing random stuff,
And also, too, it may not have been fun trying to get to that goal, but you was having fun in between. Like, you was meeting people, going out stuff.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think people get that mixed up, too. Like, I think you often see someone say a story, and it's, it took me 10 years to make $1 million, but you made 200,000 at some point, too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just, you didn't just jump from 0 to a million. You had to make some type of success. So,
you had some good meals in
there.
there.
So I think that's I like about your stories because it's still fun in there.
Yeah.
You got to where you wanted to be, and obviously you're still climbing for more, but it's still fun in between on the journey.
I try to make it fun, right? Because otherwise you're chasing a dragon, you'll never get there.
Absolutely.
Because I don't care how much money you got, I don't care how many things you got, you'll still be wanting something different. But if in the meantime, like, this is one of my favorite, this is great for me. You hit me up, hey man, this is perfect.
Took it immediately.
Bro, look, like, this is perfect, because to me, it's all about exchanging info and energy and ideas.
And information, yeah, absolutely. Information is key.
Yeah,
Information is key.
So yeah, for me, it's like, I try not to have an end goal.
Right.
Because it's all cyclical.
And we always evolving too.
Yeah.
Your appetite gets bigger.
Yeah. And it gets, that's a great point. Yeah, you change a little bit. You evolve. So maybe the things I wanted back then, I'm cool on.
Right.
Like, I got my piano. What I would have done 10 years ago instead of getting this? I probably would have had that stupid car nobody cares about.
Right.
Or something, I don't know, chain that would have broke. You know what I mean? But it's like, your palate changes,
Absolutely. So you got your first goal,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to talk about.
Oh.
I know what I want to talk about.
Okay.
We often always get our goal, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we sometimes don't have the discipline to maintain it.
That's a bar.
Now, do you have?
That's a bar.
Now, I want to hear 2 stories from you.
Okay.
Tell me about a time you probably lost the opportunity because of discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and then tell me about how you reprogram your discipline. Like what method you use, like maybe waking up early to work out, meditation, stuff like that.
That's a really, really good question and sort of perspective. To be honest, I probably couldn't even tell you how many things I missed out on by not being disciplined already. That could have been right there. Like there's probably so many things that had I just looked this way, had I just had a different, more positive thought that day,
Right.
could have went, right? So I don't even know how many. The ones I can think about, there was a time where I was writing for a show, and first time I was making money, right? You know, and all of a sudden you get off work, you might have a drink. All the writers are drinking, you know. I ain't gonna go to the gym today. You know, all of a sudden, you don't see it. It doesn't happen just like that.
Oh, it's always gradual.
It's real gradual. Then one day I'm just like, my body feeling weird. I'm hooping. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. All of a sudden I had like a kidney stone I never had, just painful stuff. And I'm like, I need to change up my whole diet, my energy. I don't feel good. I don't feel like me. Thankfully, I've been able to course correct pretty quickly, right? So whether that's waking up earlier, completely changing the diet, changing your workout.
Did you have to lose anything other than what you just named? Like, did you have to like maybe lose a girlfriend or maybe lose?
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna be even more specific. I've had 2 different ankle surgeries from hooping. The first one came baseline, floaty, came down, tore my tendon bad, right? Get surgery. I think the message was slow down, but at the time I'm not hearing it. So I rushed back. I'm like, I'm gonna rehab. I'm gonna get back, right? Get back to playing. At the time, maybe there's a relationship in there that I probably shouldn't be in. Maybe there's some other stuff I'm not paying attention to. But I'm hoping. Like, I'm gonna stay focused over here. Tear my right ankle up. Same surgery. 2 years later. Distraught, because I knew how hard this one was to come back from. And at that time, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to really sit down and think about who I am and what I want to do. And not even just like with career, but who I am, Jay Lee, Jason Lee, Carol Lee's son. Like, what am I giving to the world?
Right.
And am I fulfilling, am I in my light? Because clearly I'm not, right? That's when I really got into like meditation, praying more, trying to get your alignment together, cutting out people, negative people, negative situations, got into therapy, right? Working out differently. I wasn't going to the gym, putting on 2 plates for no reason. I'm doing core work, legs. I'm like, stuff I never really paid attention to. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, I'm better totally now, right? So I use that example to say like, at the time, I can't move. I can't do what I love to do. Play ball, can't act, can't do nothing, can't even walk, right? But what I got from it, again, was like the skill set of sit by yourself for a sec. Just sit down. Can you do that?
That's what it usually takes.
And yeah, and what'll happen, you know, we'll just take this. Okay, take this. And next thing you know, you sitting there, oh, I got nothing to distract me from. It's just me.
Yeah.
So then you got to look at yourself.
A lot of self-reflecting. Got to do a lot of rebuilding, reprogramming. I think it's necessary though, especially when you get to the next level. I think that's the hardest part about leveling up is you got to watch the people you love and care about or that made you comfortable go.
Man, that's a bar too, bro. Everybody can't come with you.
Everybody can't come with you, bro.
Unfortunately.
And I'm a very loving, caring person, and I'm one of the people who try to take everyone with me. Until I don't got no more left.
Ain't no more room.
Yeah, man.
But also, I want to make sure I answer that question too about like is there something that I lost out on by not being disciplined? The answer is for sure, right? And again, I think it's so powerful that I probably can't even. If we had a time machine and you could go back and look at yourself and where you were in certain situations now,
Yeah, how you handle
you'd
it.
be like, "Oh my God, why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
The blessing is right there. The success is right there. Just if you went that way, God dang it.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you're gonna come back here anyway. You just took the long route. You just went all the way around, spent all that gas, all that time to get back to where I was trying to point you in the first place.
Kind of like the Alchemist story. You ever read that book?
Here's a question. Not only do I love that book, that was the textbook for Do Better University. So a question I ask my students, and my students I got kids that were 14 to 70, right?
Nice.
I had everybody read the book. When was the last time you read the book?
Alchemist, I want to say 2013, 14.
All right, you remember the book.
Yeah.
So
I remember the premise of the book.
Premise. So what I would ask is like, where are you in relationship to the boy's journey right now?
Getting my ass kicked. Remember he's getting his ass kicked?
In the desert? No,
Yeah.
wait. Oh, when he got robbed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm probably there.
Before you lose it all, then you got to go.
But just to be clear, right? So I feel like I've done the Alchemist journey a few times though. You get what I'm saying? Like when I moved to LA, I was on the Alchemist journey, and then full circle, I made a living in the business off of basketball. This is a sport I was trying to run from. For some reason, I had this thing where I didn't want to be only known for basketball.
Okay.
So I felt like I had something to prove. So I wanted to be a sports agent when I first came out here, right? Then when I got out here, they got rid of the sports department without telling me. So they put me in music. So I'm like, you know what? I don't got no musical talent, but I love helping people. So let me try to manage an agent thing. And I was pushing towards that. And I just wasn't successful at it.
Got it.
But I was getting my ass kicked during that time.
Sure.
And then I realized the true gold was doing what I love to do.
Right.
And you know, somehow I landed in the area out here in LA where I was just training kids and I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But I love what you said about, because we're always on that journey.
We're always on a journey.
And I think the first time I read it, at the time I was everything felt like it was wrong. At that time I felt like I just got robbed. Right? I lost everything. I felt like I was in that space. I started doing DBU. I had everybody read it, and I had everybody tell me where they were, where they felt. And this go around, at the time, I felt like I was talking to the wind.
I remember that vaguely.
Yeah. So it's at the end. So like the beautiful part about it, everybody should read it if you get a chance. But he's on his journey, and it's just, again, it's sort of a cyclical journey of finding one's treasure, right? So this boy is on this quest, and a bunch of stuff throws him off his pivot, and he's got to start over. Finally gets to the desert, and he meets the alchemist, right? And he's got a falcon, you know, and basically runs into these, like, the bad guys. And the bad guy's like, what are you doing out in the desert? We're going to kill all y'all. And somehow the guy's like, I can turn myself into the wind, you know. And they go, oh, really? Well, you got 3 days, you know. So he's talking to the alchemist. He's like, how am I supposed to do that? And the alchemist, which I love this part in the book, he's like, oh, I don't know about you. I can already turn myself into wind. Because he says to the alchemist, we got 3 days that are going to kill us. He's like, you got 3 days. I can already do it.
Right.
So the 3 days are up, and the militia is like, do it right now. So he sits out, and he basically tries to talk to the sun, talks to the wind. He creates this windstorm, and all of it's happening, right? But it's all happening with his power. I'm butchering the book. But yeah, this go around, I felt like, oh, I have everything I need. I'm in alignment. Okay, got it. And again, once you find it,
you go back again.
Yeah,
because your ambition keeps you going. Your ambition
Yeah.
keeps you up at night, keeps you moving, keeps
Yeah.
you wanting more. Now you're known as an actor, but you have other talents. You Yeah, you have your university, right?
Yeah, it's a brand, it's a way of life. Just do better, everybody. I'm getting in your shot too. Do better. Everybody just do a little bit better.
So now, when you're juggling two different ideas, and do you find it hard to convince people you're still serious about acting or serious about?
I think the challenge is no one's ever gonna see you how you really want to be seen, like in totality. I ran into that a lot. You know, when I got out here, I played piano. I was an athlete, actor, writer, director. Did a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Future manager, I feel like I would be the best client. And they would be like, you're doing too much. And that would suck. You know, it feels like maybe I am unfocused or whatever. Or maybe I shouldn't be doing as much as I do. But then I'm like, wait a minute. God didn't give me talents to not use them.
Right.
So you might not see them, and that's okay. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing until somebody gets it. So I don't think it was hard isn't the word. I think people are myopic. And it's not your job. I learned to let go of trying to convince people how to see me.
Right.
This is how I'm moving. You either with it or you're not. And either way, it's nothing but love.
Yeah.
But the time I'm spending trying to convince you that I'm worthy, that I'm great, going back to your other question, did you miss out on anything because you're unfocused? This is probably one of the moments. Unfocused, trying to convince somebody.
Else. That you're that guy, yeah.
Cool.
We spend a lot of time doing that. We spend a lot of time trying to convince others that we're great, we're good. Look at me.
Please look at me, choose me. Come on, I'm great.
Yeah, I got away from that. I got into a place of not finding but attracting.
That's the seat of awareness and the seat of power. I'm focused now. If you don't get it, cool. All right. If you do get it, great. Let's cook. But I don't want to spend time because while I'm doing this, somebody over here is like, I see you.
Right.
I rock with you. And I'm like, no, but I want this person to see me. And they go, all right. And then by the time I turn around, they didn't live. You know what I mean?
Opportunity gone.
So if you just sit, and by the way, you have to do the work, whatever that is. You got to put your work in. It's not easy, right? It's simple. I've been saying this a lot. It's simple, but it's not easy. You got to put the work in. You got to be dedicated. But yeah, I just try not to even. If you don't get it at this point, I don't know what to tell you, people.
So how do you work? So when you say the work, you put the work in, right? And you got multiple things. How do you break that down throughout the day? I know for me, I got a few things going. So I try to dedicate X amount of hours to each every day. Do you do the same thing?
I had to start putting notifications in my phone. So throughout the day, like I have an alert to eat, alert to practice piano, gym, read, eat, sleep, meditate. And then, so I have staples throughout the day. Because otherwise, it's hard to keep everything, it's a lot going on in life.
Right.
And that's just if everything is great, right? Don't let some stuff go left. Family member call you, your friend going through something, break up with your gal. That'll throw your whole thing off.
You still, so even through those journeys though, even through those situations, you still meditating, you still working out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for me, those are that's my routine and that's my sort of safe. I feel good after a good workout. I feel good after I practice piano for 2 years or 2 hours. I feel good if I meditate for 30 minutes. I take a deep breath.
You meditate for 30? I'm only at 5.
Oh,
I'm at 5.
If I do 30.
Yeah, my mind erases too much. I gotta do it at 5 in the morning. I wake up at 5, but I gotta meditate at 5.
Let me not front forever. 30 minutes is on a good month.
Yeah, that's
5 is, if I can, you know what I try to do? I try to count to 100 in the shower. Just straight. It's so, close my eyes and just count to 100. And I say, I'm taking 100 for myself. And it's so hard to do because the first 10 is cool. 11, I'm like, did I close the garage? At 22, I'm like, what number am I at? Let's start. 35, I'm like, this is stupid. You suck at this. 50.
I had that moment this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I'm just trying. But you know what I messed up at? I got on my phone. I woke up and looked at social media. And I started looking like, what are people talking about this thing? and then I was kind of frustrated in a way.
Yep.
Why do people think like
and
this?
You started your day with that.
Yeah. That's why I have a rule where I don't look at my phone for the first hour
That's
when I
lovely.
wake up.
That's lovely.
I don't look at my phone.
What I do is I try to do it before I open my eyes and get cooking. I think of 5 things that I get to do that day and 5 things I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
And I specifically phrase it get to do, not have to do. Right? I get to eat. I get to work out.
Right.
It's not always easy working out. I get to practice today. I get to get my car washed, whatever.
Yeah.
And 5 things I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful to get to sit down with my dog, just rap for a bit. I'm grateful for my mom just turned 80. She's healthy and still moving great. You know, I'm thankful for I can breathe out of both nostrils. When the last time you had a stuffy nose?
Oh yeah.
Sucks.
Oh, I got allergies, brother.
Sucks.
Some of my videos I post on Instagram, I want to put in parentheses bad allergy day.
But it lets you have a good, you're like, oh, things is up.
Yeah, no, I feel good right now.
Yeah, but we take it for granted sometimes, right?
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I might have one, you know, I'm grateful. I can breathe out of both nostrils today, you know, and maybe that's all I need for the day.
So you do the acting, you're heavy in acting, but you guys are on a strike right now.
Yeah, I'm on strike right now.
I mean,
It's important.
I know how it's going.
Yeah.
But for people who don't know how it's going, let them know how.
You know, the industry's changed a lot since I got here. You know, cable TV was a thing. Now it's streaming. It's all different. Like everything is shifting. So you just got to be able to sort of know where the industry's going. And I think our contracts, the writers and the actors were up. And we just, you know, fighting for fair pay, residuals, the healthcare. So many people that are in our union can't even afford healthcare, you know, which is crazy.
So everybody on TV not rich?
Yeah. I think that's probably the case. Yeah, most people, you'd be surprised when you peel the curtain back. And you know what's crazy, man? So many people in this industry, like, we just want to do art, man.
Yeah.
We just want to make some cool stuff. Just want to make some cool projects.
You know what? I gained a great respect for actors and actresses when I worked at this talent agency. I worked at a big talent agency at one point, and then I was trying to do the whole go to a smaller agency so I can learn more and learn quicker and be more hands-on. And so the smaller agency they had the actors and actresses. They used to come to the office looking for representation.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, I've never seen someone audition. And they're in the office, and where my office was, I had like a glass window where I could see the head agent's office, and they would come in there. And to see someone like bump into something that's not there and fall down, I was like, wow. And there's like 2 people just staring with no type of emotion on their face.
Man.
I'm like, bro, that is kind of hard.
This is a tough industry, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a tough industry.
After that year, I gained a great respect for actors. Because I used to feel like I can do it. Like, I can do that, man.
I still think I can do it. And every day I'm like, you could probably do this a lot better.
Yeah,
you know, like you just want to improve. But it's a tough road, man. It's really hard. But I think the one thing I really appreciate about being an artist, I always say, if I can make people laugh, cry, do better through my art, then I've done whatever my job is.
Right.
You know, I think with the last few years, we've realized how important artists are. We all had to sit down, we were stuck in the house and we were afraid to go outside. It was pandemic. How many movies did we watch? How many TV shows did we binge? How many books did we read? How many albums did we listen to? You know, like art, like that's a universal language, you know. So I think the artists are just fighting for what's beyond fair, what we deserve. And it's cool to see, even though it's a tough time for a lot of people, it's really cool to see everybody in solidarity.
It got to suck for those who like probably just came out here or just got their first break in a way.
I think it's hitting everybody, bro. I know people that got dumb money that's out there like, wait a minute, this ain't fair. I know people that just got here. If I had just got here now, I'd be out there like, you know,
right?
Because that's where everybody is too, and you know you get to. There's the thing about collective energy, especially when you're fighting for what's right.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I think it's hitting everybody, even creators. You know, it's hitting their pocket. And by the way, the studio exec, it's hitting them too.
Yeah.
Because you start to, we all need each other, man.
Yeah.
Like this is not some isolated thing. This is weird. This is an ecosystem.
So are they trying to replace y'all with like the AI?
Man, I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm gonna tell you what they can't do.
Yeah.
I'm Carol's son. You can't replace him.
I heard that.
So I don't
I
know what
heard
y'all trying to do.
That's what I like to hear.
Hey.
So I mean, but yeah, I feel. I mean, I feel for everyone involved in it, and I hope everything. You know, obviously, I'm hoping and praying that everything goes y'all way because y'all got people got families.
You got lights got to stay on. You know, and also, I think what I've been telling a lot of people and friends and colleagues, just stay positive. Because it's all gonna come and go.
Absolutely.
Everything is. I got this tattoo on my hand. That's the pendulum. Slow it down.
Yeah.
I feel like in life we're just swinging from one thing to the next. Like red, no blue, hot, no cold, and we're just like all over the place.
That's why I try not to be on like too much social media.
It's too much.
Because you start to program your brain that way.
Yeah.
Like the swipe. I had a moment like that when I was coach. I still coach. But one day we're driving from a game. I got all the kids in the car, and it was an accident. And it must have been a fatality because they had the sheet over the guy.
Bad.
And the kids were sad. You hear them in the back, sad. And then we moved further up. We got past all the traffic. They back laughing again. And it made me think about how social media programs your brain. Like you might see something sad, then you laugh, then you see something sad, then you know what I mean. And I try to stay, try to keep a clear head with it, so I'm not going all over the place. I think we're in a place now where everyone's just going all over the place and don't know what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, but if you just hit it too. If you chase your feelings, we are not fast enough or have the stamina.
Yep.
To follow every thought and feeling.
You can't.
It's impossible.
Right.
Watch him go. I like watching, they got Mooji.
What is it?
Mooji. He's just really great, sort of like spiritual, just all the way tuned in, tapped in. And he always
on YouTube or like
YouTube. Okay. You can find all this stuff. He has meditation. Great dude. And he always talks about the seat of awareness. Like you are not your thoughts. You are watching your thoughts.
Right.
Like we get caught up in our thoughts. I'm angry. I'm happy. I'm this. I'm that. And his but part of what he really teaches is like, you are none of that. You're watching all of it. Who are you talking to? And when you're talking to yourself, who's listening? You are the observer of your self-talk. It's
very true.
Yeah, I mean, it's deep, but it's also super simple when you break it down. By the way, Jacoy has this very funny joke where he's like, don't call people crazy, man. He's like, you never know what people are going through. He's like, you ever see somebody talking to themselves, walking down the street, and you say, man, look at this crazy enough. It's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people say that about me all the time. I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah, but then like the idea of you're talking to yourself about someone talking to themselves.
Yeah.
You look crazy too, bro.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I talk to. I'm starting to do this thing now where I'm actively saying like, I will do this. If I have a negative thought, out loud I'll say, no. Stop it.
I'll do that in my head. I probably won't.
I probably look dumb crazy.
Yeah, I'll probably say chill, bro. You tripping. I talk to myself like chill, bro. You tripping right now. You wild, man, bro. So you have Do Better. Tell us some more about that.
DBU, it's clothing line. It's a brand. I would love, down the line, speaking of manifestation, seeing stuff, this is going to expand into something there. I just want to be able to provide, love to have you come in. I want DBU athletics, man. Maybe you come, you know what I mean?
All you got to do is send the text, bro.
So we're working on that. But for now, we're doing hoodies and T-shirts and clothes. And just a nice reminder that everybody can do it.
When you started?
Here.
No, when?
Said, what's the site?
No, when? Like when you?
Oh, when did I start it? During the pandemic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've always said do better since I was in college.
Right.
My fraternity brother told me one day he bought a hoodie and he's like, you know how long you been saying do better? I was like, I think 10 years. I used to hashtag do better on all my social media. He's like, no, you were president and you came into chapter one day and we was all like messing up. And he said, hey, everybody, do better. Shut up, do better. because everybody had an excuse.
You good for the sayings too. And to this day, bro. You even said it in one of your movies. Why do you say boom? You say
Oh.
boom at the end of text message. Boom.
I say boom all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You been
good.
saying it so yo. You been saying it since I've known you. Like the first text message you sent me, blah blah blah. Boom. I was like,
I get that from my dad.
It must be a St. Louis thing.
That's Goody Lee. He says boom after, and it don't even make sense. He'll go, "Hey man, I like them shoes." Boom. Or he'll say, man, last night, man, you sounded good on the piano, man. Boom. Just boom. I don't know. He always says boom. So
that's hilarious, bro.
yeah, but yeah. So do better. Boom. I don't know. I try to have, repetitive thoughts, like positive affirmations, I guess. And do better is something everybody can do.
Absolutely.
Like you don't got to do what I want to do or what Sean wants you to do. You can just do better.
Right.
And you know what it is you could do better of.
Absolutely.
So
where can they find?
DoBetterUniversity.com. Get all the stuff there. Hit me up. I'll respond. I'm gonna, when I get a little bit more time, do another round of classes. 2-hour tuition. Tuition is $1. You gotta pay your tuition. I do have scholarships.
Expensive, bro. That's expensive, bro.
You gotta pay to play. You know what I mean? Nothing in life is free, but I do have some scholarships. And yeah, what I was doing is like every week, my students, we'd meet on Zoom and we'd talk about life and how we could do better. And I sort of end by saying this. One of the things I realized how DBU came to be is I had a day one day where I was just in a great mood. I was happy. I just felt very fulfilled. And I got on social media and I said, I got everything I need. How can I be of service? Right? And mind you, I didn't have everything I wanted, but I got a good life.
That's a big difference.
Huge.
That's a big difference.
Huge, right? So I said, how can I help? So some people say, hey, will you read my script? Hey, will you take a look at this? Watch whatever. I said, yeah. One of my buddies goes, hey, you always have a pretty positive outlook on life. It might be helpful if you shared some of the things that influence you.
Right.
Books, things. I said, okay, it's really interesting. Because I never thought about it. So I started looking at like the books I've read, music I listened to, movies I liked, art. So I started putting together like this list of stuff. And while I was doing it, that's when I realized how many positive influences I've had in my life, my entire life. So like I'm a part of the Optimist Club, which is a legit thing.
Really?
My plaque is right there. Optimist Creed. See,
where is that?
Gold plaque next to J. Lee IU. It's on its 1, 2, 3 down.
1, 2, 3. Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm part of Optimist Club, right? My fraternity, right? I'll fight off of first of all, servants of all, we shall transcend all. Books. So I started putting this stuff together, and I was like, oh, I guess I am interesting. Because we don't think of ourselves in that way. We're just like, I guess this is what I do. But I never thought about why I have the outlook I have. So all those things became Do Better University, and I just kind of put that into a curriculum and shared it. And it was like, this is what it is. This is what I've done. Use what you need. Take.
And you said you impact the youth. You have younger kids.
Yeah. My youngest student was 14 at the time. Shout out Jake Getman. I've known him since he was a baby.
Bro.
He like 16, 17 now.
You're doing better, Jake.
Jake got it.
You're doing better, bro.
Jake will be teaching us at one point. But yeah, but everybody can do better, man. So that's kind of what this is, and I look forward to this expanding a little bit.
So okay, so what else you gonna be doing while you guys are on strike? Should we look out for something? You got something?
Man, I'm doing a concert August 12th, 13th. I will put the link up somewhere. Yeah. What else am I doing? Eating healthy food, get some sleep. What else? I'm trying to take this time to get everything, all my chakras in alignment.
There you go.
That's the time to do it. When everything is going crazy, that's when you get.
Yeah, we learned our lesson from the pandemic. Yeah, that's why I said anytime it gets slow, I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit. I'm not chilling. I'm not letting this world make me chill. Man.
Nah, man, you got too much to offer.
Appreciate that.
I'm proud of, man. Thanks for having me on this. This is great.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to help, man. I believe people just want the information. I think we have people who have ambition, who have creative ideas, who have ideas to help people, and they just don't know what it took, or what does it take. And it's good to talk with guys like yourself who've been through the journey and smile throughout the journey and just sit down with us and detail your journey and you know, hopefully this makes the world do better.
A little bit, just a little bit. Appreciate you, dog.
My God,
yes,
bro.
Sir, man.
Appreciate you.
Indeed,
you Want to hit the piano? That's too... No, we
come to the concert.
Come to the piano. All right, man. Again, man, thanks for tuning in. Bigger Than Goals podcast with your boy Suge Amos and my guy Jay Lee.
Boom.